Hello. You never realize just how crappy an engine is until you look at the parts and the owners. My god. This'll take forever. Oh, hi guys. Sorry, I just now got the engine apart, as you've seen from previous video. I'm just going through to do all this. Welcome to Warpath Ranch. Well, like we were talking about earlier in the last video about the M4A1, we were trying to find ways to make it more efficient. Now, I have been doing some tests here and there, and I must say, it doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna have hit markers. As in, there's not gonna be one-shot kills, at least if you're doing hardcore mode. Let's turn the... Yeah. Turn it again. There we go. But, yeah. This gun is very, very, very accurate with what I have come to find on my studies and what I've managed to test with. And as soon as I get the rest of this engine put together, at least if the parts are right, this shouldn't take too long. I'm going to demonstrate for all of you what it is that this rifle is capable of. And of course the parts is not good. Alright, you know what? Hell with it. Come on, guys. Let's just go to the car, because my equipment's up there at the ranch anyway, and let's see what we can do about this. Okay, guys, let's get started on here. We're taking the car out today because my stuff's still at the ranch, so we're going to work on it from there. I have had some interesting developments. I've had some disappointing developments, and I've had some good developments. The disappointing development, I'm just going to go ahead and throw out into the open right now. The only way you can turn an M4A1 into something that one-shots in hardcore mode is to switch out a particular clip. I'll show you what that is later on as we get up there. Now, the interesting development that I was referring to is a gun build that I came up with on my own that I now use as one of my ultimate builds. Now, I'll show that at the end of this particular video. I think you'll like it. But, good news is, with everything that has been tested between the last time I put a video up and the time I am making this, well, it's been very, very promising, and something that I didn't expect to actually come out of the M4A1. The M4A1 has been mocked a lot because of the nerf that got put on it, which, I mean, to each his own. In terms of guns, everybody loves a gun. Sorry. Everybody loves their own type of gun, and there are those that like the M4A1. But the M4A1, fun fact if you don't already know, was a very, very strong weapon when it first started. A couple of updates in, they went and nerfed this gun. Mainly because people thought that it was not worth the time, or not really not worth the time, it wasn't worth the firepower that they associated with it. So they wanted to cut that back. But we're not going to worry about the firepower on it right now. I have found a way around that. It's going to take a little sacrificing, but I think that you will fairly enjoy it. But when we get up here, I'm going to show you something that I've accidentally stumbled across, and I might have mistold you in the previous video, and I'm going to correct it. So, stick around, and here we go. Okay, guys, welcome to the shop. So, here's what I might have stumbled across. When it comes to the muzzle brake, it did exactly what I said it would. When you're firing any real gun, the blast radius goes out these air vents that you see on the side of this particular gun. However, what it didn't manage to say was about the gas that causes it to jump. Ooh, pardon me. So, I'm going to set this up real quick. Should have had this set up long beforehand, but And I'm going to demonstrate to you that it still runs smooth, but you still got some jump to it. It's some noticeable jump. Now, I also am going to say this. I catch a lot of flack for this from friends and other people. I keep this on veteran, because veterans, in terms of any bot, is far more accurate than any top tier player. You can beat a bot, you can beat a person. Why? Because these bots constantly contradict themselves. They know where you are, and when they see you, their accuracy is insane. I say they contradict themselves and they always know where you are, but they don't ever go directly after you. But they know where you are on the field. So, here we go with this. And I'm going to show you again another demonstration with the muzzle brake. So, you'll see what I mean here in just a minute. Here we go. Now, in case you can't see this, I wanted to point this out. If you're seeing that fire, it's blowing out sideways. It's not up in front of your face. Just pay attention to that. That's good. That's real good. It's not up in your line of sight where your iron sights are. But it's still causing jump that you don't need.
We've got a UAV on station, ready for flyover. Cruise missile, go for launch.
Now, as you can see,
Who dares win?
we managed to have an issue here about showing off what's going on with the barrels. Also, we also had an issue with the AI doing what they're doing. So, you saw how it was dispersing like it was supposed to. And it did. And the flare was not right in my crosshairs or in my iron sights. But I still had that jump as I had said. And as you saw, these bots are kicking my ass. So, there is that too. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and go down to the compensator. The compensator, you still have that dispersal of flames, as you can see through the vents of the side of the attachment. But now it's reducing the gas, or it's forcing the gas in a different direction, or causing the gas to disperse altogether so that the jump is not so bad. Now, my performance might be a little bit better here. Also, I have put that clip in that I was talking about that would give you one-shot kills with an M4A1. Now, keep in mind, when you do this, you have maybe about 3 kills. If you time it right, or if you switch it to single shots, you've got 10 if you can do it right. But most of the time, you're on automatic. You really got to watch your clip here. So, here's a demonstration of this, and I hope you enjoy. And hopefully I'm not going to suck this round. So, here goes this. Remember, keep in mind, 10-round clips. That really makes you think about your steps and who you're shooting and what you're shooting and how accurate you are.
Hold up, you're on your own.
I would also like to point out, however, if you're not careful, as you can see how hard this gun's jumping with that clip, it's because those rounds got a lot more grain to it. So you gotta watch that too. Not only are you having to watch your ammo, you're having to watch the jump on this thing. Now I know it doesn't seem like it's much at first, but a lot of jump at long range can cause issues. So, continuing on. Bastard. Continuing on.
We are winning. Increase the lead.
Now, as you can see right there, that was a almost a flawless match. There we go. Anyway, so, let's go back to the shop, and let's see if we can't fix this particular little issue. Sound good? Okay. Alright, now, I'm going to start putting some stuff on this gun now. I'm going to take this clip off first. You just don't need it. So, I was talking about putting extra damage on this particular gun without using the clip. You're going to have to extend this barrel whether you like it or not. Stupid sign. I highly suggest this one here. It doesn't really sacrifice a whole lot in terms of mobility. And I would suggest the tack laser, sorry. The tack laser is only visible when you aim in, instead of like the other lasers when you're just walking around and it's just blaring. So, with the adjustments I just made to this, here we go again. We're just building this gun slowly up to a certain point. Now, I know there may be some that's going to disagree with me here about extending your barrel, but if you want this gun to do what you want it to without that clip, you're going to need to extend the barrel. However, I do make this disclaimer. It is not going to give you just instant kills. You have to have the clip for that. There's no way around it. But as you can see with the way I'm looking at the wall here with the laser, that helps you out tremendously. You have a little bit of a green outline. Now, as you can see there, oh my, this This does help out tremendously if this is just what you're doing for aiming. I do not suggest, son of a bitch, I do not suggest that you use the other lasers unless you just don't care if people know where you are. So, I'm going to shut my gob here and die again. So, pay attention.
You're almost in the lead. Fight harder. This ain't over yet.
Now, the times that I am making contact here, you are going to see the difference in how this gun is operating. You're going to have to ignore the fact that bots are kicking my ass. I want them to kick my ass for a reason. That way it's encouraging me to react quicker and to show you what would happen in a situation with what you would need. Like right here, it just put me down here in third. Which is no biggie. This is just a test range against bots. It ain't messing nothing up. But as you can see, these bots, their reaction time is insane. But as you saw there, the laser with the iron sight and an extended barrel helped me out quite a bit. So, why don't we try to cut back on the recoil even more without actually taking away from the gun? I'm gonna say, you know what? No, not the optic yet. You know what? Let's go. Here we go. Here, let's go with the stock. Now, the stock is more where your bread and butter is going to be about gun control. As you can see here, it's either a toss-up between that one, not that one, that one, and the bottom one. Now, I'm going back and forth constantly trying to figure out the difference on the takeaway it's going to give. You're always going to have takeaway. So, this is the one we're going to use right now. Now, let's see what happens when we put this on the gun. Again, you'll have to ignore the poor performances on some of this demonstration. These guys are just no joke. These bots are no joke whatsoever. They have never been a joke. Now, if my calculations is correct, you've got a full stability on this gun, which means there's no excuse for you to have bad jump whatsoever. It's just a matter of reaction time. So, here we go. Watch and learn.
Shot count.
Now, as you're seeing on some of these kills, minus the smoke, as you're seeing on some of the kills here, them transitions, or the transition of shooting, is smooth. Very smooth. It looks sporadic, but here. Find me somebody here. And not die, I hope. Here we go. You see that smoothness? Yeah, you have a little jerk. You have a little jerk, but it's nothing compared to what this gun was doing earlier. The gun itself is already stable. We just made this a little more stabler. We're trying to make it recoilless. However, if I'm going to do what I think I'm going to do after this match, it's probably not going to make much of a difference in terms of the jerkiness, because you do have to have some form of sights if you're like me and your left eye does not work. And like right there, that's a smooth transition. Smooth transition, smooth hits. That's amazing. Now, I know it's kind of a stupid move to put a laser on it because people see it when you're aiming in. But with this particular laser, they only see it when you're aiming. You're not always aiming. You are moving. Will you give me a moment to shoot somebody? These bots are kicking my ass. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that right now. A bunch of little fucktards. Yes, I'm shit-talking bots. Don't judge. Okay, so we reached the score limit again. I come in second that time. Good God almighty. Okay. So, who is the... Oh, of course. Now, like I said, as you can see, these guys have got crazy aim and crazy luck. So, this is proper training and proper gun putting together when you're doing this. Now, I'm thinking about putting a sight on here. But before I do... Actually, no, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You're going to have to be careful on the sights here. I have come to learn that when you're scrolling down through here, you see all this stuff it's taken back from. But when I came up, and I had noticed this, anything of the hybrids. The hybrids are not really issue. Well, this is a canted, but canted sight and hybrids really don't have much recoil. So, I am going to demonstrate what happens here with these particular sights. You don't have to have them. You can run iron sight if you want. Run it all day. Awesome. Glad you can. But those of us that are getting up there in age and we can't see that well, we need a little extra help. But I am going to go with the gun that I already built, pre-built to this particular video. This is this build right here I like to call the high and tight. It's got the canted sight on it. Just sit back and enjoy. You'll see why it's high and tight. You'll notice that when that gun's turned sideways, it does a lot like when you're doing the night missions, when you've always got that gun sideways. It seems to give it a little bit of extra accuracy.
You're almost in the lead. Fight harder.
So as you can see, this gun does well. You have to forgive my pissy performance. Bots are just little bitches to begin with. So, yeah. So you see what happens when you do this gun this way. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get back home, shall we? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that demonstration, and maybe this helped you a little bit when it came to the M4A1. Now, what I did not get around to was to show you what happens with that other sight that's on the canted that I was demonstrating with. However, to sum that particular part up, the canted is more for those that try to do long range and short range, or long range and medium range, whatever, and still have the freedom to do that of an assaultman and of a sniper. Now you can easily flip that gun to single shot, switch it over to the other side of that canton, and look through a scope and still have the same accuracy that you need. You also have the help of that laser, so there is that. The other gun attachments that I could recommend in terms of scopes would be more of like the hybrids, like the flip hybrid, sorry, and the other hybrid aside from it, the one that has the red dot sight on top. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but there is that as well. That particular gun, there's no way around it other than what I showed you with the extended clip. Or not extended clip, shit, with the 10 mag clip, or 10, god dang it, the 10 round clip That is the only thing that can give you one-shot hits. There's no other way around that unless you just really want to sit there and count your rounds, which I know when you're in the heat of battle, you don't really want to. And what is this guy doing? Go drunk guy, you're home. Oh shit. So yeah. This gun was a joy to work with. It was a little difficult to get around just for the fact of how, I can't say how weak it is, just with the power that got brought down out of it. And like I said, with that clip, you can work your way around it, but there's really no point in it. Just extend the barrel and aim for the shoulders up. That's about the only advice I can give you there in terms of that. So, I hope you enjoyed. There are more videos coming. Anybody that's been watching, leave something in the comments, whatever type of gun you want to see done. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you for watching.